Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market. But first, let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, let's get started. We are looking at the VIX today, and we're going to go to this 30-minute chart, and it is interesting to see us right back up at this $24 area here. So we definitely need to watch this because that is our resistance as of now. Can we continue climbing? We very well can. What's interesting is breaking this 24.31, we could very well come back to this 25.67. Now there could be some, some stopping points or some trouble places in between that, but that is our next level of resistance, which is around, again, that 25.67. Now what's interesting is, can we get rejected here and come back down? Absolutely. I would definitely watch around the 23.69 area for the VIX, and if we should break that, we could very well come back to this zone here. It's a few layers of support here, so I would say under 23.21, we can come back under the $23 range. We still have support here at 22.79. 20 EMA is here at 22.70. Breaking that level, we have about the 22.40. Now the ATR trailing stop is around the 22.10. So if by chance we, for some reason get rejected and come back down, not saying that is possible. Anything is possible. Let's say that, right? Anything is possible. Let me rephrase that. Nothing is guaranteed. I say that often, right? So again, I look at the VIX only because it gives me an idea of what's going on with the SPY. So SPY should be declining, and it is. We closed at 583. As you can see, that was our gathering spot here. We broke out of that to the downside. Look at that long candle. Look where price is. We knew that we could have trouble 579.74, and look where we are. Right now, the trouble places are, let's go back to the downside. If we break this level of 579.50, we have trouble or support around 579.03. Again, 578.54. Breaking that level, we have 577.71. Definitely need to watch that. If we should break that level, there's a few layers of support, so I would say the 576.74, and if we should break that, we could very well come back to 575.71, 575.71. There's a lot of layers of support down here around this 575 area, so if we should break that, this SPY could be in, have some issues. Let's say that. Now back to the upside. I'm going to see if I can make this a little bit bigger for us. If I can get. So if by chance we make it back to the upside for the SPY, there's a few layers of resistance here around the 580 area. So breaking the 580, our 5 EMA as of now is at 581. So if we can get past that 581 area, we could possibly have trouble 581.37, 581.79, 582.20, 582.53, and 582.30. So beyond the 582.30 area, we could possibly have trouble again at 583.45. Again, I look at support and resistance on a smaller scale because when I'm in the trade, kind of want to know where my trouble places are, and this is a great example with the SPY that I kind of knew that we could come and gather in this area here. So if you are trading the SPY today, I say trade carefully. Anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. We are now looking at Tesla, and as you can see, Tesla does what it does. I say that so often. Yesterday we were in the 300 range. Today we back down to the 273 range. Tesla does what it does. What's interesting is if we lose, considering we close at 284.65, if we lose this 273 area, we could very well come back to 270.74. Again, here at 269.35, if we break that level, we have around this 267.54, breaking that 266.54, and if we should break that, 265.66 could be a support place, or 264.58, 263.60, 262.70, and for Tesla it could very well drop through all of those easily. Let's say that. So there's a lot of support places for Tesla. 263.60 is where we left off. 262.70 again here at 261.52, and if we should break that, 260.70. So I would watch around that 260 range, y'all. Anything is possible with Tesla. It normally exceeds its ATR, which is the average true range for the stock. it does what it does, right? So now back to the upside. If by chance Tesla should break back above 276.33, we could have trouble 277.40, again at 279.03. And if we should break that, we're back kind of like in that zone 280.84. If we get back above that 280 range for Tesla, we could very well have trouble around 283.11, which is where, our ATR trailing stop was forming here, which is not far from the 50 EMA at the 283.96. So we definitely need to watch that area, and that's a zone for us. So we need to watch that. Now, if we should break the 283.95 area, we could very well have trouble around 286.38. So those are possible rejection places. Breaking that level, 289.73 could be a trouble place for Tesla. Y'all, the market is interesting today. I'd say trade carefully. Set your stop losses, and once it goes against your get out. Pay very close attention. So we're now looking at NVDA. We closed at 114.06, and hey, as you can see, this is our gathering spot. Price has been gathered in this area. Guess what? We broke out of this. So we came down here to find support around the 110.93 area. Broke that level to our next level of 109.87. Looks as if we are breaking, wants to find support, but not really sure, right? So that 109.87, we need to watch that. 108.52 is the next level of support. If we should break that, 107.14, again 106.24, and if we break the 106.24 area, 105.08. Again, if we break that, 103.86. Those are support places for NVIDIA as of right now. Now back to the upside. If by chance we break back above 111.36, right? If we break above 111.36, we could have trouble again, 112.54. I'm going to see if I can make this a little bit bigger. 112.54. If we break that, 113.77. That brings us back to the gathering spot, or the zone that we have been trading in. I'm going to see if I can, yes. There we are. So if we break back above the 113.77, we have an ATR trailing stop that's forming at 114.31. So we have to be careful in this area. This is really a zone, right? So if I was to mark this, we can see that price has gathered in this area here for a while. So we need to watch this 114.48 for NVIDIA. Now breaking that, we can have trouble again, 115.28. And if we break that, the 50 EMA is not far from, at the 115.47. Breaking that level, there's a few layers of support here, starting at 115.97 up to the 116.31. Again, another trouble place. So it looks as if the market is going to be interesting today. So if you're trading NVIDIA, those are places to the upside and to the downside. I say so often, anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. It's interesting that, AMD is back in the $95 range now. This candle is interesting. It's a reversal candle for us, here at this 95.55 or 95.60 area. We need to watch that. That is our support as of now. Price stopped us in this range for a reason, right? Now, let's say, back to the upside, that we could possibly, come back to this 96.83 area, find, resistance, or if we should break that, we can possibly have trouble here again at 97.69. The ATR trailing stop is at 97.99, and as you can see, we hit that and it came back down. So we definitely need to watch this 97.96 area. Again, not financial advice. We are trading in a zone here if we get back to that 97.96. Now, if we should break back to the upside, 98.66 could be a resistance area for us, which falls right in where that 50 EMA is. So breaking that 98.66 area, we could possibly have trouble again around this 99.21. And as you can see, price came down to this area, that 99.21. Yeah, 99.27, 99.21 area. We need to definitely pay very close attention to that. 99.52 is the next level. If we should break that, $100.14, and breaking that, $100.86, which brings us back to another gathering spot, y'all. That's where price has been gathered, right? So if we should break that, 101.43 is the 200 EMA on that 30-minute chart. So we definitely could watch that area. Now, I would say if we continue dropping, where is our next level of support? I would need to go to the daily chart, and it is interesting. So if you're trading AMD today, those are areas that I would watch. And y'all, I do need to clean up some of my charts. Let me say that, but it works best for me. Let's say that. And with trading, I say that so often. It's what works best for you. Now, I'm going to go and look at Meta. just to see where we are today. We closed at 655.05. We're down at this 642.26 area, which is interesting, right? It broke out of a gathering spot to the downside, only to find support at this 5 at the 642.60. We've been there before, right? So this area here is 641.86. It could be our next level of support for Meta. Just looking at it on a 1 hour time frame, we found support at 641.86. I'm going to go to the 4 hour just to see if I can find, where our possible trouble places are. That 642.60 area, if we should break that, we can come back to, say for instance, 635.42, and if we should break that level around the 635, we can come to 631.47, not far away, but those are areas that I would watch, and I'm just using the daily chart for this. In breaking that, we can come back to around the 624 for Meta. If we break that 624 area, we could very well come back to around 609.93. So if you trade Meta, and if you're trading Meta, these are areas that I would definitely watch for the downside or support areas. Now back to the upside, we would definitely need to get back above the 647.01. Breaking that level, we can find trouble or resistance around the 651.78. If we should break that, guess what? It's taking us back to kind of like close to a gathering spot. That 655.22, we need to watch that area. 657.64 could be a trouble place, and there's a few layers here for resistance. 659.89, and again here at 662.82. Breaking that level, there's another trouble place here at 665.79. So if you're trading Meta today, these are areas that I would watch to the upside and to the downside. And y'all know I say so often, anything is possible, nothing is guaranteed. Let's look at Mara today just to see where we are, and it seems like we are finding support right here at this $13.12. Breaking that, we can come back to the 12.99 area for Mara here, because something stopped us at this area. Support has been here before. We come down to this area here. That will be our next level. Again, looking at it on this 30-minute chart. Now, back to the upside, we will need to get back above 13.27. Breaking that level, we could possibly have trouble again. 13.46. That is the zone for us, and we see that here. It's been trading in this zone. Let me move that line because it will... Okay, so if we break the 13.46 area here, we could possibly have trouble again, let's say around this 13.66 area, because price gathered in this zone. We broke through that and gathered in this zone here. So those are trouble places as of now to the upside. 13.66, if we should break that. 13.77 could be a resistance area for us, which is our ATR trailing stop, in my opinion. Strong support or strong resistance. In this case, it will be a resistance area for us, and guess what? It has the 50 EMA as of now in that area, so we need to watch that 13.76 for Mara back to the upside. Now, can we continue declining? Very well so, right? So to the downside, breaking this 13.12, we have 12.95. I'm going to see if I can go to another time frame to see if we can get some more levels. 12.99. If we break that 12.99 area for Mara, we could come back to around the 12.82 area. If we break that 12.82, we can come back to around 12.60. Breaking that 12.60, we can come back to around the 12.40. If we break the 12.40, we can come back to the levels of around $12.23. So if you trade Mara today, these are areas to the upside and to the downside. Again, not financial advice. Just, I say so often, y'all, this could change as soon as the bell ring, we can go in a different direction. So we try not to predict the market per se. We just try to trade what we see, learn the charts and trading what the charts are showing us. So again, let's see if we can go to Coinbase and see, or coin, to see where we are today. We closed at 205.75. Look at that support line we have marked here, 199.98. If we should break that, 197.23, not far, 196.18. Support areas for us, breaking that level, 193.03. If we should break that 193.03, as you can see, there's a big, kind of like a big dip here to the downside, 184.15. And if we should break that, 182.02, and again here at 179.40. 240. Now, if by chance we break back to the upside for coin, there is, possible resistance around 202.58. Breaking that level, we can come back to 206.25, which is not far from that ATR trailing stop, 206.68. If we should break that, the 50 EMA is at 207.97. If we should break that level, just know we could possibly have trouble again to 11.87 and breaking that. The 200 EMA as of now is at that 215.99. So if you're trading coin, these are areas to the upside and to the downside. And y'all know I say so often, it could change at any given moment. So trade what you see, have the discipline to execute your plan, and stay focused in the market. We're in a place now we can make some decent profits depending on what you're trading and how you trade, and having the discipline to execute those trades. So we're going to go back to the SPY, and we are still kind of like in that same area, 579.35. I need to watch that, right? Because my next layer of support is down here at this 579.03. I need to watch that area. Let's see where Tesla is. As of now, Tesla just come down to this 271 area, so we definitely need to watch Tesla here. But there's a few layers of support for Tesla, so y'all trade carefully today. Again, I hope these videos are very, very helpful. When I look at the market, this is what I see. There's so many different ways to make money in the market, and what's challenging is coming up with the strategy that works best for you and having the discipline to execute your plan. So I hope that everyone have a profitable day, a very productive day. Again, if you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that, because we learn and we grow together. So until next time, y'all, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.